Morning goobers, I'm Eric Hirayas and I am real because I got a new webcam that doesn't suck unlike the one I used for my Bologna report. And well, I just wanted to test it out. But also, I wanted to talk about this variant right here, Chaos Ritual Earthbound. But before we get to that, I just have to quickly mention a small update, well, small sorta, to the Earthbound Decor Guide. This video is probably gonna be on hold until like July or something because I have a bunch of school stuff to do and July is probably gonna be the latest, so hopefully I get to resume work on the video sooner rather than later. I have recorded up to edited up to like 50 minutes into the video, but the rest is going to be re-recorded because I had better ideas with the script, I suppose. Like, I realized that the more I went through with the script, the more I was just ad-libbing and just adding pure nonsense at that point into the video, so I just wanted to streamline things a whole lot better and go from there, you know? So yeah, work is gonna be a nightmare, but the video is turning out really good so far, even with the first 50 minutes. Only the first 50 minutes edited. It's gonna be a 4-hour video, so it's gonna be rough. But either ways, going back to this, I wanted to make this video not only because, well, I wanted to give you guys something. It's been a month since I've uploaded anything. In fact, the one thing I've been doing is literally just be on Twitter and make stupid memes. Please, ad blocker, whatever. Yeah, this, we have Copa Pakapu. This is really funny. This is really funny. I myself am really funny, shut up. But anyways, outside of that, I haven't really been on the internet, on YouTube and other socials outside of exactly Discord. So I'm glad to be back, I suppose. I will be really rusty at yapping, so yeah. Anyways, though, this is the Earthbound Lab, the series in which I just talk about a variant I really like at the moment. And well, I was supposed to make this video like 2 months ago, but I delayed it. And well, whatever. So, starting with what is Chaos Ritual, it's an archetype from Chaos Origins, which is probably gonna be like tier 1, tier 2. Like, so far in the OCG, it's been really good. I've seen, yeah, on Yu-Gi-Oh! Meta, it's been a pretty sizable chunk of the pie chart. Both here and on Road of the King last week or something, yeah. And it's a really neat mid-range engine, which can also be enhanced by stuff like Fallen of the White Dragon, by multiplying Kuribo, which also enables turn 0 plays on top of like kinda board breaking, and it's just infinitely looping stuff plus big dudes with protection, so yeah, that's pretty strong. It's not even overbearing, I don't think. I have not faced this deck yet. I've just been theory crafting it with Earthbound. In theory, it's pretty fair, but I don't know how it is actually in practice. I really should be testing with friends about these decks, but if this is gonna be good, if Chaos Ritual Earthbound is gonna be good, then I'll just play it IRL and play it with my friends on Discord. I don't know. I'll find out eventually if it's actually good or not, but the engine itself is already really good, so it's probably gonna be really good with Earthbound as well, especially because it has a ton of synergy with Earthbound. One of the main things to be said about why Fallen the White Dragon is so powerful in Chaos Ritual is because of Crimson Call. Crimson Call is being used because of the Crimson King being easily accessible off of Wildbass, and then you can go call, get Goodifo. Goodifo gets you the trap. This also protects you from Ghost Ogre because, mind you, this guy lets you activate the trap the turn you set it, unlike this guy, which just places it. So you can activate it, then instantly as it's being activated, activate the effect to add, so that your opponent cannot Ghost Ogre, because the Ghost Ogre requires the card that you want to destroy to be already on board, and if the card is already set, then you can't get over it. My brain just blanked. But anyways, this is a really big deal, and also some people have been playing, let's see if there's a list, Soul Resonator. Soul Resonator as just an additional normal summon that also leads to Gurifo. This is notably brickless, because Crimson Call is kind of brick, honestly, but this does come at, well, being a normal summon, which is pretty annoying. But I don't know how to feel about which one is the best in pure Chaos Ritual, but in Earthbound it's definitely Crimson Call. And why am I talking about Crimson Call in Earthbound? Well, very simply, you can search it. There are a ton of lines. If you've never been on this channel, first of all, go watch my other videos, and second of all, you can very easily access Vision Resonator off of Sweeper, off of Gremlina, and then go into Griffin, grab a Gaia. Griffin revives a Walker, Gaia adds a Fiend Piece Golem, summon both, go into King, King gets Call, Call gets Gurifo, you go combo from there. And, well, this should be in the deck core guide, and that guide does give you a ton more context as to how this works, but in general lines, the Fiend Piece Golem is really good to extend to get into Crimson Call, and whilst Crimson Call is a little annoying as a brick, it is a really neat card to be playing, so like, meh. Outside of just bridging into Chaos Ritual off of Earthbound, which is pretty cool, which sometimes can be annoying because, well, in the one-card combo, you will have to go into an just diabellstar line. You can go... my Discord is being really messy, but like, you can go either Keeper or Sweeper into Keeper, Sweeper, Reciela pitch 1, add azamina LZ, summon LZ, go into Axel Stardust, revive Keeper, add Wanted for Diabellstar, summon Diabellstar, set another Wanted, or a Sinful Spoils White Forest, which I just didn't have space for it. Sinful Spoil. I guess I'll cut the Joel and Ash for now. Yes, splendid. No, not Stapele. In this variant, you'd much rather have Chimera or Magnum. Magnum is pretty good. No, Magnum is garbage. You don't have fusion spells to banish with it. Guardian Chimera. There we go. Put myself back in the corner. Okay. But anyways, you can go into a Sinful Spoils White Forest for additional sealing, but the most important thing is that you now have Keeper and a Diabellstar on board, so you can go into the Crimson King. Crimson King gets... I suppose you could get Gaia into Vision first. No, sorry, Vision for then Gaia, for then Call, because you might as well just make a back-to-back or a Lavilazable off of the Axel Stardust, but that's besides the point. You can get Crimson Call and go from there. And whilst this is extremely nice for the Earthbound side, on top of just being able to do the Gremlina lines off of Diabellstar plus, say, a Keeper, plus, say, a Line Walker, you can also, from Chaos Ritual, bridge into Earthbound, and this is the best part of the variant. I love how much synergy there is here. It is unfortunate, though, that this variant has so many bricks, but we'll get to this soon enough. What you do is... Actually, I should just show it to you. Solo mode. And get some water. What a beautiful hand, man. What is this? Okay. I'll go Corrupt Records. Oh, splendid. Do I make myself smaller? Yeah. It's so weird having a webcam. So I'll reveal this I don't want to do it. I'll go Black Chaos. Use its effect. It shuffles itself back, right? Does it? No, it discards itself. I haven't read these cards in a while because I've planned this video for ages, and right now I am doing it. So let's go for... I think this is a 1-card combo, not a 1.5. Go for Mind Shuffle. Go Archfiend. Add and discard. Effective Archfiend. Pitch a Chaos Ritual. And add Demok. If this card is sent to the grave, you can... If this card is in the grave... 3 other cards. Okay. So... From here, you add this and this. Goodie for starter should be good enough also. Instead of ultimate swordsman guy, you can go Goodie for that plays around the Ghost Ogre, I think. Does it really though? Because you can get Ghost Ogre later? I don't know. Do I get Archfiend? No, I think I get Swordsman guy. Because I need Archfiend in the grave and that would be janky. Pitch this guy. Add this. Effect. Add a spell back. Yeah, add this. And then... Am I sure I'm doing this correctly? I think this is a 1.5. Is it a 1.5? Am I dumb? Oh, I just don't add this, I suppose? I guess. Place them at the bottom and then some. Yeah, if you had another spell, maybe you could, but meh. Go for Archfiend Man. Banished? No. This is so scuffed. I should have practiced beforehand. But anyways, go for Curtain. Curtain effect. Get Falco. Falco is just a generic level 2 spellcaster. It does help you with playing a small Shadow engine for funsies, like a Shadow Fusion, plus Mesharail, which is a pretty solid option, although it's too many bricks, honestly, for advanced. It could be pretty cool in Genesys, but meh, I won't talk about it too much. Going to the King. King gets... do I go... Yeah, I think I go directly for Call for Keeper, so that I can use Vision later on. Using Vision later on lets me preserve Crimson Gaia, so that I can go into Fiendpiece Golem and extend further from there. It doesn't change much for Nibiru and stuff, because we don't have a Lighting Grave for maybe a Return 0, and even then Return 0 sucks. Why would I play that card? Going to Walker. You should know the line from here if you've been watching any of my content, but just in case, I will perform the line. Going to Juraisin, go into Gremlina. Gremlina effect. Pitch Sweeper. Pitch Sweeper. Grab Vision. Go for a Griffin. Effect of Vision. Grab Gaia. Effect of Gaia, get a Golem. Summon the Golem. There isn't much to do. No, yeah, I think I'll drop the level of Golem to 3. So that I can now use this. Grab Walker. I am keeping Keeper for, say, a Hot Tread or just a Croco Dragon. That's a pretty decent play. Mind Shuffle, yeah, Mind Shuffle helps with Hot Tread, so that you're able to... Hot Tread, so that you're able to negate stuff like Droplet, stuff like Dark Ruler. This helps a ton, it's really nice. So I'll keep the Keeper there. Going to a Rusiela combo. I will just pitch the Gaia, unfortunately. That's kind of annoying, but... all for the name of Sealing, baby. We'll go for Axel. Go for a Wanted and revive a Keeper. Sorry, Ace. Revive Falco. Hell yeah. From here, go into a back-to-back. Back-to-back is stupid. You have to play this card in Earthbound just because it's a stupid ceiling raiser. Pretend this is Hot Red, and I guess I could go for Wanted, but even if I don't, I still have Mind Shuffle for BLS. BLS gets me a level 8 guy, which can be used for, well, if this were a Hot Red for Croco Dragon, or a Levelizable by just summoning Falco or Vision. Vision especially good because you have a second guy in the deck, and this gives you a further grind game. But even if I didn't have this, didn't have a Hot Red, which I could use as Synchro material, I could just go for Griffin. Griffin Revive Sweeper, be mindful of the zones. If Juraishin is dead, you can go Keeper Sweeper, but directly going for Sweeper is perfectly fine. You can then go back-to-back, summon a Vision, go into instantly, Dragster, activate Vision's effect, and then go from there. You can even expand upon this using the Azamina line instead of... no, yeah, you still go Wanted or Deception, depending on how you want the line to progress, but that's just a free ceiling for your entire board. And this board doesn't die to Dark Ruler because of Mind Shuffle, because you should have Hot Red here. I left some slots in the extra deck blank just so that you can evaluate your options and yep. Evaluate your options and go from there. It's so powerful. The only problem here really is just that this deck has so many bricks. You have Archfiend, which is bad to draw. These, which are literally useless in your hand. This is also not very good to draw, but at least alongside these, it's fine-ish. Box is the only one that's really decent to draw outside of your starters, because this is half of a Final Bringer of the End Times. And oh yeah, I forgot. This is such a cool thing to talk about. I wanted to talk about Box versus Hats. People are playing Hats in Chaos Ritual more, and Box is really just a side deck option if you're even playing it. Some people aren't even playing Hats. Some people are playing both Hats main and Box in the side deck, but this is really just the more narrow Final Bringer, because you need your opponent to target your guys, but it does give you the ability to summon your bricks in your hand, which is pretty neat. However, this is not the important card. This is a good card. It's boring, stupid, bad. What is interesting though is Chaos Hats. The reason people are playing it is really just because it's an Omni Negate. You can do some fancy stuff with, I think it's really just Ritual Light and Darkness. People aren't playing too many things that float. For some people have been playing Waking the Dragon. Just for funsies. Like, this card just gives you a free towers, a free warrior from another planet, a stupid floodgate, whatever. But what is important here for the discussion, and why I really love this card, I really think this is really cool, is because of you can just mill Earthbound Fusion and get it back with Black Chaos, which is horrible, but it is a way to search Earthbound Fusion, which you used to not be able to do. But like, the important thing really is just that you're able to mill Earthbound Fusion off of Chaos Hats, because you can just search any spell traps, and you can either have your opponent punch over them, or just tribute them for your rituals, or even just synchro them off for free, because they become tokens, and that's pretty sick. You can also just get Earthbound Prison. If your opponent destroys it, they just take the damage, and it's hilarious. And you can also just pitch a Delta. Delta is really important for Earthbound Fusion. You can add a Delta back off of, any monster. You can add Delta back off of Archfiend. He adds himself back when he's sent to the grave. That's pretty neat. And also, do you have anything else? I guess you have Gaia, that's good enough. You can get Delta. Delta adds itself back. You can even get an Eldritch for free. And then you can use Earthbound Fusion to go infinite grind game. This is really win more though. I really wish this were viable. Like, you could just play this. If Chaos Ritual doesn't get pointed much in Genesys, you can just play this package, and that's pretty decent because Delta is a solid board breaker. Earthbound Fusion is pretty solid in Genesys in a format in which playing more engine is more justifiable in Earthbound. But here comes the sad part. Chaos Hats is unfortunately not very good in Earthbound. The problem here really is just that this requires a free zones that you won't have throughout playing Earthbound, and it's such a shame. I suppose it's fair, the card design is really just, well, you need a bunch of zones to make this card into an Omni-Negate, and the Omni-Negate is really freaking good. Of course, it would have a cost associated to it, but man, I really wish I could just get infinite Gucci, as I like to say, off of my silly cardboard, but I suppose Final Bringer Junior is good enough. I love Final Bringer, so smaller Final Bringer I can search is pretty cool. What was I going about? Oh yeah, text. No, not text. We don't read. No text. Bad. Funny cards. This is a really neat non-engine piece. Multiplying Kuribo is they're just a free way to either on your opponent's turn go for a turn 0 play, because Goodifo will let you go for, I think it was a Mind Shuffle play. It's pretty decent. You get a BLS, that's not too bad. It itself, I'm pretty sure, also has something, right? No, it doesn't negate. It drops attack to 0, which I guess it could be something against the Fairy Tale, and that's not nothing. No, actually it doesn't work, because if they summon Luna, you activate this guy, and yeah, the next step is Machi, so like, this doesn't do much, but it is still a pretty strong card, that no doubts about it. My brain just doesn't realize how your opponent needs to trigger it twice. Like, first time around, of course they won't trigger it, but second time they will probably get something to contest this guy, so that is pretty annoying, but this card is really good. I think a lot of people are playing it. There aren't a lot of people playing it. Okay, never mind. This card is good though, like, you know, whatever. This can also summon a Dark Magician. Yeah, that's not very good, but it is funny. Next attack is Victim Sanctuary. This card has been played in Chaos Ritual, basically just as a pseudo Call by the Grave. It's mainly because you can get it free off a White Albaz. In Earthbound, I mean, it's okay after an Accelstar that's line into diabellstar. You can go into Sanctuary, and you will have an Accelstar that's left plus a spellcaster usually on board, which is 4 Symphos plus White Force into a Chimera, which is not bad, but I am really afraid of this card. It is just very free though. Like, I don't know. It is a solid tech, but it is 2 slots, which could be replaced by, say, a Berserker, a Chaos Angel, which, speaking of Chaos Angel, I don't think it's too good unless I'm missing something, because all of these guys are dark, and the one guy that's not dark, which is Black Luster Soldier, is an Earth, because, well, that's the original attribute. And, well, Azamina Z is a pretty decent way to make Chaos Angel, but I'm just not convinced. With back-to-back, you don't even have a tuner to revive outside of exactly Risiela, which could be used with nothing. No, never mind. Celtic Guardian, which I'm not playing because it's a normal summon, and it locks into only one X-Dex summon during the turn you use it, is a light level 4, which is just not good enough, honestly. What was I? Yeah. Dragoon and Gaze. You can play these. They are pretty good. It's really a matter of preference. I personally am iffy about it if you're playing 40 cards, especially because, well, right now you have no non-engine, and if you go up on the ratios, like, that's a pretty decent thing to do. But I am gonna explain later how you should fix the problem of this deck having way too many bricks that are not good with Earthbound. Like, in pure Chaos Ritual, these bricks are perfectly fine. Hell, people are playing 2 Archfiends, 2 Mind Shuffle, just because they don't want them to get banished during their grind game. Because this deck goes into a lot of grind game, does a ton of stuff, so... And so having these pieces not get banished and being infinitely recyclable is really good. And the bricks are not really bricks because you have the engine to accommodate for them. But in Earthbound, especially given you have additional 2 bricks with Curtain, which is meh, Falco, which is just not good, and LZ, Vision, Golem is 50-50, Harmonic, Prison depends on if you're going first or second. It's just not it having this many bricks, but I'll go back to that later. If you're gonna be playing 60 cards, I would recommend these, but if you're playing 60 cards, I would recommend another version of the deck. That's about it for the text, I think. There's a lot else I found yet. Yet is the keyword, I guess. But like, this variant is still pretty freaking strong. It is one of the few variants that natively has a way to make Abyss. I really should have put about Archfiend Abyss. I really should have put this guy directly in the main extra deck because he's just so good with Mind Shuffle, and you're typically gonna be using a Fiendish Golem. You're usually gonna be using Fiendish Golem to enable this, and that's only available really post-siding, because pre-siding you really don't want to play the trap main. And so just having this option is really incredible. Sure, you could use Gaze, but you don't usually set up Ilya Sylvia before Hot Red often enough. In my testing with Azamina Earthbound, because Azamina Earthbound is always the best freaking variant. I'm so sick of just playing Azamina. It's the best thing to do with Earthbound. I don't know. But like, at least this variant is really freaking good. So like, and speaking of Azamina, I can't escape it because unfortunately this variant has really good synergy with Azamina. So let's go through it. Yay! Do you see how happy I am about Azamina? So let's go through it. Put this guy here. So I am not that upset because the synergy is really clean. Like I like how, I don't like how Azamina is always like in every single freaking variant it's the best thing to do. But here it's really cool because you get Curtain for Falco into Crimson King, the Crimson King as a bridge for both your Earthbound stuff and your Chaos Ritual stuff. And on top of that, just playing an additional engine plus just spamming stupid non-engine. What are people playing these days? Should I go? Yeah, sure. I'll go for OCG. People are playing... Fidraulis is not good in Earthbound. I've talked about it in my last video. Ghost Ogre seems... Ghost Bell Tactics. I don't know, I'll fill this deck up later. This is an Earthbound Lab episode, it's not a deck profile. So I'll just go through that later, but I just want to show you the Azamina bridge because it's really freaking important that... thank you, Duel for being the best freaking platform. There we go. This is really important because it is not only just a really good... for every single Earthbound variant, because Azamina is good in everything, but also just the Azamina variant directly, and also, well, what was I about to say? Yeah, this is really good. I don't have to tell you. Oh my god, please, Duelenbrook, don't do this to me. You know what? You know what? You know what? You know what? You know what, mate? I'm gonna write it down in the middle of freaking video. So let's go through it. 1. That's not supposed to happen. This is 15. Diabellstar. Okay, this is a document combo now. Diabellstar for Deception, Pitch, Blank, Add, Hollowed, Pitch, Deception for Murcielago, Add, Wanted. I know the combo, just trust the process. Diabellstar for Dmod, add a not gaze, curtain for Falco, and Murcielago for King, get call, whatever. I'm just giving up on that. Call for Keeper, add back Hollowed for Elia, Keeper, Walker, Harmonic, Walker, yeah, I think it's, yeah. And, no, yeah, this is basically the same line I've shown before for Chaos Ritual, except you get Elia Sylvia for pretty much free, but you do lose out on being able to do majority of the Murcielago combo. Not like it's that big of a deal, because you have like everything set up anyways, and that still gets you Axel Stardust for infinite value. Yeah, Axel Stardust for back-to-back for every single thing on the planet. Alright, so I had to do some quick stuff because, it's not really that important, but as I was saying, you just basically get the same combo as the Chaos Ritual one, except you do get Elia Sylvia for free on Negate. It doesn't actually protect the Crimson King, because you go Diabellstar, Murcielago, Dmod, Falco, 5th one is the King, which is a big problem, because if they Nibiru on activation of Call and kill King, you're just screwed there, because you can't actually add a monster from there, which is really freaking annoying, but it is what it is. You get an Omnigate for, I guess, a Keeper, but like, they're not gonna let you go there. It's just free sealing, just take it, bro. Outside of that though, there's really not a lot else I have to say about this variant. It's just really clean. Like, well, not clean in the sense that it flows that well, because you do have a ton of cards you don't want to draw, but it goes really well synergy wise. You have so many plays to do. You have a ton of grind game, which with Gaia, with Griffin, with the entire Azamina suit and the Chaos Ritual, you have a stupid amount of grind game, which I really love. And also, well, the synergies are what makes me really like this deck. I don't know, this stupid pile. I typically don't really like Earthbound piles, just because I feel like, first of all, you're diluting names, because, well, Earthbound does always likes to open hands that are Earthbound plus secondary engine starter, which in most cases would not be too great, but in this case, every single freaking engine gets you to Earthbound, and gets you either the classic Earthbound Keeper Sweeper 1-card combo, or gets you the full Crimson King into Earthbound line for Harmonic, and go from there using Grimlina, etc. Well, I just really like that. Also, yeah, I just really don't like slot piles, because they just are way too high roll for what I want to do. But this isn't really high roll. This is just really consistent stuff. And The annoying things are the bricks, but you can kinda dilute them with non-engine. Although, hold on, let me actually count the amount of true bricks. Some are half bricks. I'm not gonna count prison actually. I'm gonna count vision though. Some are half bricks, some are not bricks. I'm playing 2 Chaos Ritual by the way, just because I I'm pretty sure it's just because of Archfiend I think you could cut it. It is rough in the grind game though, because afterwards Archfiend doesn't help too much, which is basically half the grind game. No, this is not a card you don't want to draw, this is a card you do want to draw. Oh my god. How many bricks is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, this is not. 11. This variant is not as clean as I thought it was, but it is still pretty fine for Earthbound standards. I'm gonna dilute this more with non-engine. Let's go Crown. Crown is alright. And what are people playing? I haven't followed TCG in a while. I've just been following Earthbound Fury. And also, my god, the Fallen of White Dragon is in 20% of every single competitive deck. Oh my god. I suppose I can play 2 Empires. That's pretty decent. Or you know what? A call by. And a 3rd Gaia sounds pretty decent. 3rd Gaia, yeah, thanks brain. Gaia. Yeah, this looks pretty chaos, and yeah, it's on theme. Okay. Actually, I guess this is probably the right choice. Cutting probably SP for Dragoon. This is just additional free Gucci. Why not play it? If you already go for the full Earthbound line, you do have this option. Berserker also could come up because, well, you still do get Curtain for Falco if you go for the mod, albeit just keeping the mock a B mock. The retrain names are such a nightmare, man. But like this guy, keeping him in the grave rather than banish is actually pretty alright for Ritual Light in Darkness for your endless grind game to go further. Like, yeah. That's about it for this variant. I really don't have much else to say after I've already said I didn't have much to say and then proceeded to say a bunch of stuff. But now I actually have nothing to say. So if Dueling Book works, I'm gonna do a test hand. But if not, I'll just end the. But if not, I'll just end the video there. There we go. That's a hand. There's a much to do. Actually, you know what? I'm resetting until I get Earthbound plus a guy. That's it. Okay. So starting with, I think I'm gonna start with Chaos Ritual. The problem with Earthbound is always just that Earthbound basically gives you 60% of your ceiling and your secondary engine is just a bait plus bodies. So you really need to lead with the secondary engine lest you want Earthbound to do buttfuck nothing. Get Mind Shuffle. Actually, you know what? I'm pretty sure I can just go Gurifo. This should be the same thing. Yeah, use Mind Shuffle. Grab Archfiend. And pitch it. Archfiend effect gets Ritual of Light and Darkness. And guy. Ritual is in the grave, but just speeding it up. Add Gurifo with a Ritual. Use Gurifo as entire material. Summon this guy. this guy for... do I add it back? Oh no, I'm playing Dragoon. I think I can afford to have this for Reciala fodder. This seems pretty freaking decent. I don't need the Archfiend body instantly, so I can. Oh, I am so dumb. I thought like using D-mod was a big drawback because, oh well, I can't recover D-mod anymore. No, I can just shuffle it back with Archfiend. I'm so stupid. I realized that now, after I repeat it throughout the entire video, that I just, oh man, I really wish I had this guy for my infinite grind game. No, I do have him. This deck is so good. This deck is so freaking cool. Yeah. Go for Gaze. If I had a Chaos Angel, I would get the Light and Dark. No, I think I just skip everything, directly go for Gaze. Gaze gets me Dragoon. Yep. And then I can shuffle back Gaze, although that doesn't do too much. I mean, if I shuffle back Gaze, I can also shuffle back Dragoon later for follow-up. That is really cool. I think I'm gonna do it. Might as well, right? Keeping Gurifo in the grade just for the sake of future ritual summons. Records that won't be added back much in Earthbound, just because, well, you're playing Earthbound, you're gonna be spamming Synchro Monsters. So yeah. Keeper Walker. My hand is filled with bricks. This would be horrible going second, but it is what it is. Right now I can just go for a Dragster. Dragster plus Grimlina. I don't even need to go for Reciela, is the best part. I just skip over it. Don't need to actually send a Ritual Light and Darkness, although sending it is pretty good, I think. You can get BLS with this, and then on the following turn, just go for that line. There's so much stuff to be done here. I'm having choice paralysis. Go for Vision. Go for Griffin. For Gaia. For Golem. I think this is correct. Go for Golem. I don't drop its level. I just go into King. King for this. Adding to my hand a Gaia, I think. There's not anything else to add. Go for Crimson Call for funsies. This sets box, which is additional ceiling, and protection, sort of protection, for my board. I'm running out of board space is the main problem. I think I messed up somewhere. I could have probably used the LZ. Well, it is my first time in ages doing anything. So, I suppose dying is fair. Actually, I think if I go for this, go into this. 1-2 for Reciela. Summon her. Pitch for Dust. And I think Deception is what we're gonna be doing. Go for Keeps, right? I think Vision is correct here. Pop Axel Dust for Hollowed. Hollowed Recierago. for wanted. Yeah, this is just back-to-back angle. Go for... Yeah, I think I'm shuffling Moroshirago, just for board space sake. Because I need the board space for the back-to-back and also for BLS to be used at all. Does it not? BLS can be used for free here. Here, yeah, just go Summer Ciela off of these two. Adding diabellstar in the process for additional bodies. I don't need additional bodies, she just follow up. And on the opponent's turn, I can go Gurefo. Get a... If I had multiplying Kuribos, do I go into that? I don't think I go into that. I'll go into box. And then use Griffin for Walker here. Yeah. Or Rociela also works, but like the point the thing I'm going to do is use either Dragster or Dragoon. So like any of these choices work, really. This goes for Croco, this goes for Levy, this goes for what's it called? Juraisin. Meanwhile, with the Dragster, you go into either Berserker or go into a Juraisin. You can also, after Iliad leaves the board, you can just summon Sweeper. Then with back-to-back, first go into a Berserker, and then go into a Juraisin. Yeah, that's basically free. You can also just use... no, Dragster can't be returned off of Mind Shuffle. The problem is that it has to be level dropped to actually negate. Anyways, this is just infinite ceiling. It doesn't went into Dark Ruler because I think I messed up somewhere and left Hot Red unavailable during the line. If I sequenced a little bit better, maybe I would have been able to... I mean, of course, if I sequenced better, I would be able to get both Hot Red and back-to-back, but I think the priority is going to be Hot Red, especially in these past couple of formats in which Droplet has become really strong, and even Crown can be extremely nasty sometimes. Crown doesn't even target, now that I think about it. Well, Droplet also doesn't target, but it's also Mass Effect, so yeah, of course, they're gonna negate Hot Red, but yeah, having Hot Red just for negating these two is extremely nice. And yeah, now I can finally stop stalling and finally finish the video. I really hope I will be able to get this video done for the end of July. If not, it's gonna be fine, honestly. The more I rush videos, the less good they are, honestly. Outside of that, I don't really think. I don't... Can I delete this, please? Also, might as well delete this. Outside of that, oh no, spoilers for maybe something I might be doing in July. Maybe some PvZ Heroes again. I've started playing again after like a year, 1 or 2 years of hiatus. It's been pretty fun. Also, another spoilers. I'll be appearing in Friendo's video, and I don't think there's much I will be doing in the next couple of months. I might have something interesting here. Blind Second Earthbound, I have already covered this. Earthbound Runic, I still need more testing, especially Neo EBR, which is just a servant Earthbound Runics, except I'm trying and break it. Earthbound Eldritch, I might do an Earthbound lab video on this just because it's really silly. This is Domain, by the way. Earthbound Sark, I've already covered this. I think I might just do a very short video on Kokaraikwa gimmicks because it's really a really silly variant. But outside of that, there's much for me to do, especially because I need to study for my exams and such, and hopefully I get over with it as fast as possible. So that's gonna be it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed. I've I've had so much fun returning to just yapping about my favorite set of cardboard of my favorites card game of all time, and well, it's really nice to be able to yap like this again. And that's about it. See ya. Peace.